Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Slayer Talk. My name is Mark. With me as always is my wife Carol. How you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. It's been a good week here. It is May 22nd, 2001. And I feel like this episode is our gift to the fans.
This is a really great episode.
This is the gift. Well, we didn't make the... I was talking about the episode we're doing right now. I didn't mean the episode of the show.
Oh.
The episode of the show wouldn't be our gift to the fans. That's Joss Sweden's gift to the fans. Carol has a mouth problem right now.
I do, so I'm talking a little funny. I numbed my mouth up so that I could record this for you guys.
Yeah, we overworked it. So,
You're such a pig.
no, she's got a canker sore or something. You know, like a ulceration. I don't know what they call it. She injured your tongue, and when she's getting over it. So, just bear with us.
But again, just like other times when we've been sick, injured, tired, we love you guys, so we do it for you.
That's right. We come out every single time. This episode, I don't even know if I know exactly how to tackle this episode. Do we want to talk about the background, like the real world background of the episode before we actually talk about the episode, or do we want to save that for the end? Because this feels exactly like a series finale of a show, not a season finale of a show. It is, as most of you probably know, a season finale because Buffy has gotten picked up for 2 more seasons. But I guess we'll save it for the where it's relevant, right? You want me to keep going?
I guess. I mean, you already started talking about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, the in-depth stuff I want to get into at the end, really. So we'll save the rest of it for the end, I guess. But just know that if you're unaware of the entertainment news and stuff that surrounds this was written and filmed as a finale to the show.
Yeah. And
so that's why there's so many things in this that really scream finalization. But it opens up with it opens up with another thing that screams, this is the last thing. Previously on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And it's the beginning. It's the first episode up until now.
Very, very long intro.
Well, and it just keeps, like, the clips just keep going faster and faster and faster and faster until we're here. So it really sets up the mood of, hey, this is a culmination of everything. But it also sets up the mood of, like, like we're like it's happening. You're like the tension is rising because it's going faster and faster.
It is very tense.
So we open up with kind of a quiet moment. There's a vampire trying to kill someone, and at first I wasn't sure if this was something from the past or if it was something happening now.
Mean, like, we left off in kind of like a cliffhanger-y spot. Yeah. And then we're coming back not there. So it was a little confusing.
Yeah, and we just had the previously on and it was all the show. So I was like, are we going to like flash back and then go to the present, flash back and go, like, are there things in the past that are going to like inform the present maybe? Because it's hard to tell sometimes with the show. And Buffy comes out and she rescues this person being attacked by the vampire, and the vampire's like, who the fuck are you, you know? And she's like, oh, you've never heard of the Slayer? And she's like, first one that's that hasn't heard of me in a long time or whatever. And he's like, you're just a girl. And she like stakes him, kills him, and she's like, that's what I keep saying. And then she goes back in, and they're like, what was going on out there? And she's like, just a vampire that I had to kill.
Yeah, so she basically just was like outside taking care of a vampire real quick in the middle of everything else going on.
Right. That's very Buffy.
Yeah.
But they're all in the magic box, and they're trying to figure out what they're going to do, how they're going to defeat Glory. Giles has uncovered this, he has the ritual, the book about the ritual, and what the key means and what they're going to do. And, yeah, go ahead.
They need to use Dawn's blood.
Yeah, like they talk about it, and Spike's like it's always blood with these rituals, like because blood's life, and so she has to be drained dry. Only when. So the way that this ritual works is they start bleeding her. The portals open, and then when her blood stops, the portals close. So all the realms will be open, and things can get into and out of, and move freely through the dimensions. Because all Glory wants to do is go back, and after that, it can close. She doesn't care. But then when the blood stops, so my question is, does she have to die? Like, can't they cut her, bleed her a little bit, and then give her a Band-Aid?
I mean, it does seem like that would work, considering it's already open.
They act like, though, I guess what they say is that, like, she's got to go in there. Like, the portal needs all the blood, I guess. It's weird.
It really doesn't make any sense.
But she's got the implication is she's got to go in there. So the only way for it to stop is for the key to die, for all the blood to be gone. And I mean, I guess it's kind of metaphorical too, because it's a key, not a person. Although the way this ends, it makes me wonder: is she a real person? Then did they just make her a real person?
It certainly seems that way.
But anyway, so that's the thing. So they all kind of, they're like, if she starts the ritual, we want to save her before the ritual starts, because they come up with the idea that we don't need to kill Glory, because Buffy's like, we can't kill her and all that stuff, and they're like, we don't need to kill her. We just need to stop her from doing the ritual. The ritual has to happen at this exact time. And if she doesn't do it at this exact time, then it's good done. She can't do it.
Right.
So, if we can stop her, then we're all good. And so Buffy's dictum is we want to get Dawn before the ritual starts. But if we can't, we're not killing Dawn. Mm-hmm. Because Giles very rightly brings up, he's like, Buffy, we like if she starts the ritual, this is the way to end it.
That doesn't make any sense. If she starts the ritual, then it's already happening.
But if they throw her into one of the portals or whatever it is, and she gets consumed by it, then they all close because she gets bled out or whatever, I guess. If she dies, it closes. And Buffy is like, absolutely not. And she's like, we're not talking about this. She does one of those the Buffy things where she's like, not talking about this.
I'm not killing my sister. She's like, ask me again to kill my sister.
And Giles screams, yes, the hell we are talking about this. Mm-hmm. Like, he gets real mad. And he's like, look, if she starts the ritual and these portals open, it can be the end of the world for everyone. All of us could die. Including Dawn. So it makes perfect sense. Either Dawn and everyone else dies, or Dawn dies and everyone else lives. That's not really much of a choice.
Yeah.
So Buffy kind of, dismisses it and everything. She's like, I'm not killing her, and you can forget about it. And then she starts training. Well, actually, before she starts training in the back, she's punching on the punching bag, because the end of this conversation comes later when she's training. But before that, they're theorizing, what can we do? And Anya comes up with all the good ideas.
Yeah, Anya has the best ideas, amazingly.
Anya's all like, she's like, look, she's terrified, and she's like, I don't want to die. So why don't we use like the what do they call it? The
Diagon sphere.
The Diagon sphere. From a different episode that I don't fully remember.
Yeah, but apparently it was a thing that was supposed to like repel Glory.
It can repel Glory, yeah.
And they just have it in the basement of the magic shop.
Yeah. I don't remember it exactly, but they've got that. And then they've got that hammer from the ogre dude. And she's like, why not the hammer? Like the weapon of a god to kill a god.
Makes a lot of sense.
So they have to, Anya and Xander, they all kind of split up, even though they're not split up. They're all in the magic box, but they're all sort of split up. Anya and Xander go downstairs to find the Daigen sphere. Willow and Tara go off into like a corner or whatever. And Willow comes up with the idea. She says, look, I've been researching it and everything. She's like, I know I should have been thinking about like how to beat Glory and stuff like that, but I've been really worried about Tara. And I've been looking into how to reverse what Glory did to her. And she says, I think that I can do it. And that might actually cause Glory to lose some power and stumble a bit, because she gains power from feeding on people's brains. How long has she been doing this? Does this just get like...
Well, I said 25 years.
Okay, but that's weird, though.
Because she has been with Ben since he was born.
Did he have to do this when he was a baby? Like, I don't get it, because, like, is it happening more and more because it's closer to the time where she could go home? Is that, like, exacerbating it, or what?
I don't know. That's kind of the impression I got.
But anyway, so she goes off into a corner with her, and then Buffy goes to train. And Spike is kind of hanging around. He comes in later, or he and Buffy have a scene later. Mm-hmm. But Giles comes in when she's training, and she's like, they're talking about it and everything, talking about the ritual and stuff like that. And he's like, look, we want to get Dawn before any drop of blood is spilled. And Buffy is like, that I will kill you if you try to kill her. That I will protect her with my life. And he's like, yep, I know. Like, he seems to say like he knows, but he might try anyway. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the impression that I get.
Well, because I think he is willing to sacrifice himself to stop the end of the world, too.
Yeah, I 100% agree. We get a few scenes with Glory and Dawn. Dawn's all, like, tied up and put in a fancy dress.
Yeah, it's messed up. Like, she tosses the dress, like, oh, you put it on. She's like, no. Mm-hmm. Like, she's very defiant to the end of the whole thing, and I'm proud of her for that.
At the beginning, it's Ben, like, Ben mm-hmm. talking to her and everything, and she's like, change back. She's like, I don't want to talk to you. He's like, I'm sorry, it's either you or me. I had to make a choice. And she's like, change fucking back. And then she just screams it, change back, change back, change back.
Just be Glory.
Yeah, be Glory. That's her. Be Glory, be Glory, be Glory. And she comes and she's like, fine. Like, Glory comes and she's like, what's the problem? Like, fussy britches or whatever. And she says something to the effect of, I would rather talk to you because you're at least honest about what you are. Mm-hmm. And he's an asshole.
He is an asshole.
So Tara is ranting and raving this whole time. And it becomes clear to the audience, I think. It became clear to me, and then without them saying anything, it becomes clear to them that she kind of knows where this is happening because mm-hmm. she's like, it's the day, it's coming, it's the day.
I've got to go. I have somewhere to be.
Right. But Anya and Xander are down in the basement fucking. They, he says something like, are you feeling more relaxed now or whatever?
And she's like, no, 10 seconds of...
Well, he says, oh, it felt like you arrived. And she's like, oh, I experienced the pleasure moments. Mm-hmm. And the, whatever, 10 seconds or 1 minute or whatever of, calm and everything after that, but then it went away. Which is, mm-hmm. it's kind of the nature of that. But she's all, I can't remember the actress's name. She was on 90210. Mm-hmm. We all remember her. But she's really, really good in this. I like her a lot as a character, as an actress. I think she really does a good job of, becoming more and more human, too.
Yeah.
She is more and more acclimated to actual life, and her performance really sells that episode by episode. Like, she really does feel like she makes these kind of breakthroughs and is becoming more and more of a regular person. And she has this very frank conversation with Xander that, she's afraid to die and she's afraid to see him die. Like,
Which is so sweet.
And so they're still looking for this thing.
She even says, like, I should be worried about the world ending, and I'm not. I'm just worried about losing you or something along those lines.
Yeah. It personalizes. So it takes a subject like, oh, the world's going to end, which is kind of a hard subject to get your brain around, and it personalizes it with this coupling, and it that's what connects the audience to it, because you can put yourself in that position. But then Xander pulls out a ring, and she's like, slaps him. She's like, she's like slaps his arm, not his face, but she's like slaps it. And she's like, "Are you like, this is the worst timing for this?" And he's like, and she goes, "You're doing this because you think we're gonna die, and you're not gonna have to go through with it." And he says, "No, I'm doing this because I think we're gonna live, because I think the world's going to go on." And so, like, it's a really sweet moment.
And she won't take the ring. She says, "Give it to me when the world doesn't end."
Yep.
So
they end up finding the sphere, and they bring it up. So they've got that. They've got the hammer, and Willow is ready. She has another. There's lots of emotional moments here. She has another emotional moment with Willow and Tara, where Willow is basically like, "I'm going to get you back, I'm going to bring you back." Right before they're ready to leave, Buffy and Spike go to Buffy's house to get some weapons, mostly for Spike. And she's like, the weapons are in the case, or whatever. And she's going to go upstairs, and Spike, who has been disinvited to the house, is just standing there. And he's like, Buffy. And she's looking around. He's like, "Maybe you can just hand him to me over the threshold." And she invites him in. And he comes up like right to her, and he says, "No more barrier." Yep. Which is a really, like, that's a really great encapsulation of, like, the walls, but with everything, like, he's done with this Glory situation to help her and to, like, protect on and stuff like that. It's breaking down these walls between the two of them. I don't know if they'll ever get to a place where she loves him or whatever, but I kind of want that now.
Even though he built a fucking sex robot of her, we've now gone to an emotional place with this.
Well, I mean, I as a guy, I can understand why he might want to do that.
I see.
But yeah, to me, it's sweet. Like,
Well, yeah, and he says some very sweet things to her.
Well, she says to him, she's like, "Look, I appreciate everything that you've done for us and stuff like that." And she's like, if anything happens to me, you have to protect Dawn.
And she says, we're not all gonna make it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She says that too. And he's like, he basically says he thinks that he'll die because he's like, I always knew I'd go down fighting or whatever.
Yeah, because he knows that he's going to protect to the end. That's why.
And she says, you got to protect her. And he says, till the end of the world, even if that's tonight, which is really sweet. And then you do the conversation they have.
So he says, "I know you never loved me, but you always treated me like a man."
Yep.
And then, he doesn't actually finish the sentence, and she never says anything.
No.
She was walking away, and she just stops with her back to him when he says this.
It's really great acting on both their parts, though. She conveys so much without saying anything. But, so that's all, like, the preamble for the battle. We get all, the emotional stuff going on pre-battle. And then Willow says to Tara, "Hey, isn't there someplace you need to be? Why don't you go?" And she's like, "Oh, I can go," and she starts going, and they lead to this giant tower.
This is so weird. Why the giant fucking tower? Did they build it for this?
I guess, because they're doing construction on it. So I guess yes. It's a weird little like metal scaffolding tower thing. It also it's kind of confined, so it's like production wise, it seems like maybe not the best idea because it's hard to film fight scenes. There's a fight scene between big fight scene between Glory and Buffy that comes up in this tower, and the two and. You can I could tell so much like, oh, there's the stunt double, there's the stunt double. It might even be a guy with like a blonde wig on, but I'm looking at him like that's a wig, that's stunt, you know. But everything's super confined, so you can't do any wide shots or anything like that, and it feels really claustrophobic. Which it works dramatically tension wise, but it has to be harder to film.
Sure.
And harder to cover stuff, too, which is why you can see the stunt performers a little bit more. But anyway, so they go to this tower, and the first thing that happens is Willow does she puts, like, whatever, she does the thing where, like, Tara's thing gets taken away. And
yeah, she does something to Glory she's
she
touching
does, like,
Glory.
the finger thing,
just like what Glory does with people, and it reverses, and I think it reverses for all of them.
I don't think it reverses for all of them.
Oh, just Tara.
I thought that's what she was gonna do. I thought she was gonna go to each of them and reverse them all, and then that would like weaken Glory so much that they'd be able to defeat her. But doing the thing with Tara weakens her considerably, and Tara gets she goes off into a wall, like she's like leaning against a wall for the entire battle.
Mm-hmm. She's exhausted.
And Willow's over there too. Protecting her for a little bit, and then Willow starts fighting with them. But the reason is the little monsters are fighting them, the little minion
minions,
guys.
yeah.
And then also I think some of the crazies are fighting against them too. Mm-hmm. But Spike and Xander and Anya and Willow are fighting them. And then Giles is fighting them too. And Buffy goes after Glory. So Buffy's got the hammer, and she's bashing her with the hammer. There's not a lot I can say about this. It's a pretty standard fight scene. It's a good fight scene, but it's one of those fight scenes where it's it goes across multiple scenes. Like I said, they go on the scaffolding at one point. They're in a little warehouse thing at one point. At one point, she loses the hammer on the scaffolding, then she gets it back, and they're fighting. She's using the Diagon thing. Glory grabs it and crushes it. Mm-hmm. But they're fighting each other for a long time and kind of going back and forth. No, you're not gonna get my sister, and like that kind of stuff.
But then, while all this is going on, the fucking lizard monster man.
Well, yeah, Spike is like, oh yeah, go ahead, lizard monster man
shows up with Dawn. No one's up there yet. She's still good, but
I guess we should have said Dawn's been tied up there.
Yeah, but he's talking to her and kind of threatening her a little bit or whatever.
Well, he says, looks like Glory's gonna miss her window. Mm-hmm. Well, we know he's one of her acolytes or whatever, and he's like, but that can be fixed or whatever, and he pulls out a knife. I'm going to do it.
And from the ground, Spike sees that someone is up there with her.
Yeah, good eyes.
And he says, do your thing or something for Willow. She clears a path and he runs up there.
Yeah.
And before he can get up there, the guy uses the knife and starts her bleeding.
Well, yeah. Well, they get into a fight, and then the guy pushes Spike off the scaffolding, and he falls all the way to the ground.
Oh, is that before he cuts her?
I think so. I'm trying to remember exactly when he cuts her, but they have a conversation. They have and then they have a fight or whatever, and he pushes him off the thing.
Yeah, basically he says he worships the great Glorificus or whatever. Yeah.
But the ultimate thing is he cuts her, and this is right as she kind of defeats Glory or whatever. And knocks her down, and Glory becomes Ben again. She's weakened enough that she turns back into Ben.
And then Buffy uses the hammer to bash her head in, right?
No. What are you talking about?
Oh,
not at all.
I thought she killed him.
No.
When it's Ben.
No.
Really?
No. She doesn't.
Huh. I really thought that.
Well, you thought wrong. It's like a big plot point because she says to Ben, she's like, you stay away from me and my sister. Like, I'm not a killer. I'm not going to kill you or whatever kind of thing. Stay away from me and my sister.
Yeah, it's just what I wanted her to do.
She gets up to the scaffolding and the lizard guy's there and she's like, oh, this should be interesting. And she just casually fucking kills him. She casually just throws him off the scaffold. And, Dawn's bleeding and everything opens up. And there's like dragons and shit coming into the ground. It's weird.
It's very much like Call of Cthulhu. It's like
that's exactly we mentioned that to each other. That's exactly what I thought of too was Cthulhu. Mm-hmm. H.P. Lovecraft shit.
Because there's just all these monsters all of a sudden everywhere.
And like Dawn or Buffy doesn't know what to do. She's like, oh my god, and Dawn's like, kill me. Mm-hmm. Dawn is like, you have to. That's the only way that this is going to end. So you've got to do it. And Buffy's like, no, I can't. And then she goes into her mind or whatever, into her mind palace, and she thinks about when they cut Summer's blood, and everything, and also I think Glory says something or somebody says something. It was Glory. About how the monks used her DNA that she had used the DNA and so it was the same DNA and she and Buffy is has the death is your gift revelation or whatever. She's like, I know what I need to do, and Dawn's like, no, don't do it, and Buffy throws herself into
the portal.
Now before this happens, this is what I think you're thinking of. Before this happens, Giles comes up to Ben on the ground, and Giles is like, she's a fucking hero. Like, she didn't kill you because that's not what she is. She's a hero. Like, she's not like us. And he's like, what do you mean? And he fucking grabs his face and holds his jaw closed and pinches his nose to suffocate him.
That's such a brutal way to kill somebody.
It's so hands-on. Mm-hmm. It's worse than strangling, I think.
I mean, they're both very personal.
But so he kills him. And, I think it's so weird that it's at one point Xander uses a wrecking ball because he's a construction dude. Mm-hmm. A wrecking ball to hit one of the people trying to attack them. Or hit Glory, I think. He hits Glory and that's why they end up in that little building area or whatever. But it's Buffy is a hero, and her contribution is sacrificing herself. And Willow is a powerful witch, and Buffy says, you're more powerful than me. You're more powerful than all of us. Don't you realize that? And Xander is courageous and uses that, and Anya's smart, and she uses her knowledge of the God world to tell them things that they can use to win this battle. And Giles is a murderer. That's his gift, I guess.
Giles is the cold and calculating one.
It's weird. It's really weird. But so then she sacrifices herself. They look up. They realize, what's going on. Anya gets hit on the head or whatever. I thought she was going to die.
Well, a bunch of rocks or something falls on her. I thought for sure she was dead.
But
she was knocked out though. Xander's carrying her at the end.
But she's awake. Yeah. But her eyes are open. Okay. I saw. Because I was looking to see oh my god, is he carrying her dead body? Because I was like, oh, is she going to die? This was before the sacrifice. But when they realize that Spike's there. They're all there, and they see the thing close, and Dawn's there and crying and stuff like that because, and they have this beautiful moment, Buffy, before she kills herself, Buffy and Dawn of I will always love you, we're sisters, all that kind of shit.
Which is, again, sweet, but at the same time, she's a fucking key, and she's not even a real person.
I know, but is she not? But I guess she's a real person because Buffy sacrificed herself, and that was enough. The portal was oh, this tastes like Key. I don't get it. But all the things close. And then we end the episode with her tombstone, which says, I wrote it down because I wanted to. It says Buffy Ann Summers, 1981, 2001, beloved sister, devoted friend. She saved the world a lot. Which is kind of like, it's one of those, like I said, maybe just a little bit too clever quippy. Because it takes that emotional moment. It's like it gives you a little laugh at the end. Mm-hmm. But I guess that's what the show is. And that's where they end things.
Yeah.
That's how it ends.
When she threw herself in and everybody realized it, though, Spike cried.
Yeah.
Like, just sobbed. Like, it was like an insane showing of emotion for someone with no soul.
Yeah, well, that's the thing that the lizard says, too. He's like, I don't smell a soul on you or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And yet, how does he have all that emotion if he has no soul? I don't get it.
I don't know. He's a demon with a feeling.
Weird.
I guess. But, so, the background. As many of you may be aware, the WB decided that they were not going to renew the show past season 5. So, Joss Whedon and his team, they had the idea that this was going to be the end of the show. And this is how they were going to end it. Buffy would sacrifice herself. All this stuff. It makes a lot of sense. And that's why the show is structured the way it is. And why, she kills herself in the end and it ends the way it does. However, since writing and filming the episode, UPN, United Paramount Network, has decided that they will pick up Buffy the Vampire Slayer for season 6 and 7. They've renewed it for 2 seasons, so they're giving them 2 seasons. Given that 7 seasons is a long time, it may be the last of the 2 seasons. Unfortunately, the show is not wildly popular.
It should be.
It's cultishly popular. Like, it has a devoted fan base that's smaller than, big stuff. But, it gets decent ratings, but not great ratings, which is why WB didn't want to continue it. And UPN has given it 2 seasons. So, I don't know exactly what the plan is. Now they've got to undo some of this shit.
Right. I mean, they're going to have to bring her back somehow.
Bring her back from the dead again.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's too much. They should have probably just let it go.
Either let it go, because this was a good finale.
It was.
Either let it go or do reshoots, like do some pickup shoots at the end where they have her sacrifice herself, maybe, but somehow build in a reverse or something like that. I don't know, but they're gonna have to, now that they've renewed it. I mean, they can't be Buffy the Vampire Slayer without Buffy,
right?
So, now that they've undid it, they're gonna have to, or now that they've gotten renewed, they're gonna have to undo this. So that'll be interesting to see next season, season 6, how they undo things.
I'm very curious.
Yeah, well, we will see. We'll see in the fall. I'm not sure exactly when the show's going to come out for season 6, but
looking forward to it.
Oh, I'm very much looking forward to it. This was a fantastic season that I really loved. And I can't wait to see where they go from here.
Yeah, I think it was the best season so far.
But that is the episode for the week. Carol, tell people where they can find their own human sacrifice.
You can write us at latefee1994@AOL.com.
Yep.
Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com.
That's right.
And share the tapes with your friends.
All right, see you next time. Bye.
Bye.